Hi guys, welcome to my Angel Astro Weather with Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Uriel for the 1st to the 15th of August 2026. This is what our cosmic landscape looks like stepping into our eclipse portal, what's coming up through the 1st to the 15th. This is a channeled message with the archangels of what is to come. So this is what I had channeled, and this is the information, so do take what resonates and leave the rest, you guys. So the opening half of August 2026 seems like it's going to be the most electric charged spiritual, like, pivotal window of the entire year, because I feel like we're standing at like a threshold of like this turning point. And this is directly, we're sliding into this pre-shadow and activation of like the solar eclipse and the total solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th. And under Archangel Uriel, who is the angel of wisdom, sudden illumination, divine truth, and Archangel Gabriel, who's sharing all of this divine communication, this revelation, and clear messaging. These two are acting as this celestial flashpoint, and they're saying that eclipses, they don't whisper, they actually redirect us. So they tear down what is called like artificial structures, so we can actually align ourselves completely with our soul's true timeline, being authentic. They keep talking about being authentic, being true to yourself, being true to others. And there's some key points with August 1st through the 15th. So the first one is about Venus and Libra, and this is the August 6th. And I was hearing about our desire for authentic harmony, and this is really calling us to examine ourselves, like where we compromise our own truth just to keep peace. So that's going to definitely come up somewhere about the 6th of August. When we have Mercury moving into Leo on the 9th, I feel like it's going to ignite a huge flame of this creative expression, and it's going to really urge us to really step out of hiding of who we are, to really shining our light. And that's going to be August 9th about thereof. And Mars moves into, yes, the sensitive Cancer. And if you're a Cancer, my heart goes out to you. This will be about on or about August 11th. And I'm hearing that there's going to be like a lot of shifts. And this is going to be like a drive toward emotions, protection, home, and your intuitive, how you pace things out. So it's what I'm hearing. And there's a total solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th of August. So like center forefront of this period, it conjuncts the south node. So it's really not just asking, but it's demanding that we shed our old layers of our ego, performance, and really seeking external validation. Like, let that go. Like, just release and shed all those old layers of ego, performance, and seeking all that validation externally. This is about going inner, okay? And this is on August 12th. So really pay attention to this, because it can really affect how things affect in your relationships, in your home, in your family, in your work. So really jot this down, because it can make a huge difference in what you know and how you can navigate the angel's guidance here through this time period. And I hope it does help you, and do, again, take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, I was also asking Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Uriel about how do we, how do we go through this? Like, how should we act during this period? Because I always want to know, how do we act? Because a lot of signs, there's words that we say, and then there's how we act. And a lot of times it doesn't match. And a lot of times it's things in our charts that make us look one way, but we're doing something else. Or it makes us look one way, but we have a lot on our mind. We're multitasking, like the Gemini, they're multitaskers. So there's a lot of things in your chart. And if you don't really dive deep into the astrology and understand that there are the positives and the negatives in all signs, so just understand that. And they do clash with other signs. So if you learn the positives, learn the negatives, you can find your way through, is basically what Gabrielle is saying. Find your way through, breathe. So how you act. So Gabrielle is saying, move with intentional pacing, especially with Mars, because Mars is all about action. Mars moves really fast, and Mars is moving into Cancer, which is all about our emotions. And Cancer just ahead of the solar eclipse. So this is your physical energy could really fluctuate really crazy. So you could just find, like, why am I here? Why am I here? What, like, am I bipolar? Am I like going through crazy energy? Why am I crying? I'm happy. So yeah, so just don't force, like square pegs into a round hole. If a door slams shut, or there's like a delay that occurs when you're on the freeway and you're like, oh no, just, guys, breathe. Treat it as an angel redirection, not a setback, okay? It's happening for a reason, okay? And also shed the need for approval by others, because this Leo eclipse is shining this blinding light on places where we dim our light. We dim our light for fear of judgment. We always, that's what this is doing. The Leo eclipse is shining a blinding light on places where we dim our light for fear of judgment. And a lot of us do fear of judgment. Nobody likes to be judged. And a lot of people have fear of being judged. We all do it. You can agree, you can disagree, but you can put that in the comments. But step fully into your authentic calling and do it without any apologizing for what you know, what you feel, what you channel. And this is really going out to our Cancer, our Pisces, our Aquariuses, our Scorpios. So really pay attention to this, because there are things that you feel, there's things you know, and there's things that you channel. So don't dim your light for that. There's no need to apologize for how you got that or how the angels delivered that. There's no apology needed. There's no apology needed why you had that dream of the angels coming to you and giving you this gift and a sign, and then the next day, synchronicity had happened. So really pay attention to that. And the other thing was, I asked Archangel Gabriel, how should we speak and communicate? Because that was another thing that I find a lot of relationships, and things happen so quickly with clashing. And when we channel Gabrielle's clarity, we have Mercury shifting into this dramatic, expressive Leo. So your voice, okay, really carries immense creative power, okay? Because when Mercury's shifting into this because it's going to be very dramatic, when Mercury shifts into this very dramatic, expressive Leo, because it will happen, it will be very expressive, their voice will carry immense creative power. So just be on your guard. Speak your truth, guys, with absolute conviction, but check your motives. And are you speaking from ego-driven frustration or from divine inner authority? Check your heart right here. Use your blue, wonderful crystal turquoise, and always check with your heart, okay? So use your turquoise, meditate, hold it in the palm of your hand. You can keep it on your nightstand, keep it in your purse to remind you about speaking your truth, being calm, no frustration, just that divine inner authority, okay? Let the divine speak through you. And mind the mundane versus the profane. So I've got Archangel Uriel, rhyming here. And there's like spaces where mainstream collective are thinking, or traditional environments, like they judge what you feel, they judge what you practice, and so that's what I'm getting. So simply practice the art of sacred filtering and know, guys, who is safe to share your inner world with and who requires a quiet, protected boundary, because not everybody, unfortunately, supports your goals, your dreams, all the things that you admire and want and are manifesting. Not everybody is on the same page, okay? And it's not a bad thing. It's just letting you know who's on your page and who's not, who's supporting and who's not. But just, when this comes about how to speak, how to communicate, remember, just try and practice that art of sacred filtering and just knowing who is safe to share your inner world. If you just say, okay, I'm going to come out of the closet and say, I'm really a psychic. Well, can you share it with them? Do you know how they'll react? So think and feel in your heart. How will they respond? Will it be positive? Will it be negative? Will they support you? So, just really feel into where that's going to go, okay? And will they support you in the good and the bad? Feel like in your marriage, in your me-ridge. So we change it from marriage to me-ridge, because when we're coming into this Cancer and we got the Leo, it's all about me, me, me. And so you want to make sure that all of that resonates with your me-ness, okay? Your me-ality, your inner world. So make sure that if you're on a good day or a bad day, they support you, okay? And how should we hold space and hold energy? That was my other question. And they want you to feel like, really anchor like a Stargate, actually, like as the eclipse portal starts to intensify, okay, you may feel some anxiety, and Archangel Uriel is sharing that as this pillar of light will surround you. Just try and visualize. If you get anxiety, try and visualize Archangel Uriel's ruby gold flame, okay? Just imagine this ruby gold flame burning around your aura, transmuting any dense external chaos of people, places, things, situations, and stuff into pure fuel for your spiritual awakening. So turn all of that into love, into light, and embrace the unknown. Don't panic. Don't panic if things feel unsettled, questioning, up in the air. If you're wondering, okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, I don't know if I got this job. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to have this interview. They haven't called me back yet. Oh, I haven't heard from my son. He was supposed to arrive yesterday on his trip. What happened? So don't panic, okay? Eclipses really accelerate the timelines. So hold space for miracles to land in these unexpected ways by just surrendering the need to control every single outcome. Okay, you don't need to control, you only need to control you and your inner light and only what you can control. We can't control like what our dog's going to do 24/7. We can't control what our boss is going to do 24/7. We can't control what our neighbor's going to do. We can't control, what the milkman's going to do. We can't control the pizza delivery guy. We can't control, our best friend. We can't control our soulmate. We can't control so you just can't control everyone. And when I looked at technology, I definitely wanted to ask this because I've been having so much technology issues, especially from the retrograde. So the Mercury retrograde, I'm so glad that that's passed, but then it goes direct. So it's just great. So when I asked Archangel Gabriel and Uriel about the technology and if there's anything that we need to pay attention to during this time, if there's anything that the collective really, really needs, this is what they're saying. There's going to be some sudden glitches and there's going to be maybe like a grid shift. So the eclipse window, they do notoriously scramble frequencies because that's what they do. So do expect some sudden communication hiccups. Yes, that could be your phone, that could be your pager, that could be your iPad, it could be, your notepad, it could be, the telephone, it could be, your alarm. So it could be your car alarm. This is all the electronic static, the things, the electric in the home, or these unexpected technological disruptions like your Wi-Fi, not being able to stream, watching TV at the end of the day, wanting to just relax with that beautiful, soothing cup of tea before you go to bed. So treat these glitches as energetic speed bumps, just reminding you every time it happens, it's reminding you from the divine, Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Uriel, giving you that message, that little nudge to unplug and ground into the physical earth. Now, when you do step outside, make sure don't be barefoot because it is awfully hot out there, especially in Arizona. If you're diabetic, it's so easy to burn the bottom of your foot. Before you know it, you have a hole in the skin. Before you know it, it turns into an ulcer and just can travel. So definitely, when you step outside, don't step outside barefoot on the hot cement, okay? And synchronicity and the overdrive of synchronicities, there's going to be a lot, okay? So really pay attention to the synchronicities because the angels are saying it will be on overdrive. Pay hyper attention, not just pay attention, hyper attention to repeating numbers like 111, 222, 333, 444, 888, 1111. Pay attention to those animal totems. You could be in your backyard and suddenly you see a beautiful hawk or you see a falcon. And you're like, wow, it's a sign. You hear an owl, it's a sign. The butterfly, the dragonfly, a bumblebee. So, all of those you'll see, the animal totems, an unexpected song lyric, something that just comes out of nowhere. Ask yourself, when did I hear that? Because Santa Fawn is saying, ask yourself, when did I hear that? When did I like that song? As a kid, when I was growing up, what age was that? Where was I? What was I doing? Who was I with? What was I really doing at that time? What was really happening in my life? Because these are things that are showing up for you to take note, to just say, okay, what's the lesson? What have I learned? and release it. That's what it's all about. And also take note of, maybe it's a song about someone else that crossed over, that is sending you that song to let them know, letting you know they love you, they're around you, and they're supporting you during this period of shifting through the chaos, whatever is happening, giving you support, giving you this beautiful energy of love, love and light. So do pay attention to that. And you may even get some very vivid dream sequences, so do pay attention. I know I have been having that. I actually had my first one already last night, and I've never been so more as if I actually stepped into heaven. So it was very, very close, and I actually felt the arms of my mom. So very, very loving. I heard her words. I woke up smelling her perfume, and I've had synchronicities all through yesterday, and her speaking through me and showing me signs of what we talked about. So this is very, very real. So do pay attention. I definitely would say it's very hyperactive, hyper overdrive. So pay attention. And I would love to hear if you are having any of these very vivid dreams and sequences. So put that in the comments. Spirit is definitely broadcasting loudly right now to look for the breadcrumbs, okay? And look for the breadcrumbs. This is left by your team in the unseen realms. So really pay attention. There's a bird that is singing a tune just for you, leaving you little messages, the breadcrumbs, okay? So really look for those. I hope everyone has a most beautiful day and really enjoyed this wonderful electrically charged window period of time. And we will come back and do watch my global insights of the 1st to the 15th. It hasn't loaded. It's been having trouble for the last 12 hours, guys. Technical difficulties. Have a beautiful day. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Bye.